On the morning of June 28, 2008, a family wakes up with high expectations and excitement about their day at Six Flags Over Georgia. Little did they know that once they entered that park, one of them would be leaving in a body bag. This is the story of Asia LaShawn Ferguson. Before I get any further into this video, I'm Courtney Elise, aka Court Crimes TV, and welcome to my channel. If you happen to enjoy, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let's get into the video. Asia LaShawn Ferguson IV was born April 26, 1991 in Columbia, South Carolina. Growing up, Asia was described as a very caring, loving, and smart teenager. He went to W.J. Keenan High School, where he excelled in academics, sports, and he was also in the high school choir. Just as active as he was in his high school, he was also very active in his church, Okie Spring Baptist Church, where he also sang in the youth choir. So Asia was into video games, sports, and he apparently loved to sing. Asia had some very big plans for himself after high school. He planned on going to the National Guard and also enrolling in college. Asia had a very strong support system around him due to how strong of a bond his family had with him. So his decisions for after high school came to no one's surprise. On the day of June 28th of 2008, Asia, along with his family, went on a church trip to Six Flags Over Georgia. Six Flags Over Georgia is a 290-acre theme park located in Austell, Georgia. It opened in 1967 and was founded by Angus G. Wayne. Now, the most popular ride in Six Flags Over Georgia did not open until May 3rd of 1997. That popular ride was Batman the Ride. It was built by Bolliger and Malabar. Sorry if I mispronounced the name, but they are the two that came together and created that popular ride. What was so popular about this ride was that it was a steel inverted ride. So instead of you sitting upright normally with the wheels under you, this ride you were hanging from it. The wheels were on top of you and you were hanging. Your body and legs were hanging from this ride. So people loved it. So back to Asia and his family. Asia and his family were in this park. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they were having an extremely good time. You know, they're riding rides, they're eating good food, they're having fun with their church and family and friends, and Asia decides he and a friend should go and jump 2 6-foot fences in a highly restricted area that is off limits to the public. They go inside the highly restricted area of Batman the Ride, ignoring all warning signs that this ride is active, do not enter into this vicinity. Asia and his friend continue on, and as Batman the Ride is very active, Asia gets struck in the head by one of the riders. One of the riders on Batman the Ride legs hits Asia in the head and decapitates him, obviously killing him instantly. The friend that accompanied Asia thankfully got out unharmed, but I can imagine just how traumatized his friend was. Soon after everything happened, the ambulance comes and obviously Asia was pronounced dead on scene. They close down the park and an investigation ensues. One thing the investigators were trying to desperately figure out is why did Asia and his friend decide to jump 2 6-foot fences? What came across his mind to jump these fences in a highly restricted area? They're trying desperately to figure this out. Some say Asia went in there to touch the ride. That's what I read online. They said he went in there to touch the ride, which doesn't make any sense. Like, he was just on the ride. Why would he want to go and touch the ride? Doesn't make any sense. Others claim that Asia actually lost his hat while he was on the Batman ride and he wanted to go in and get his hat. Police tried to dismiss those claims, but people that were around Asia before he jumped the 2 fences said that Asia was actually talking about going to retrieve his hat. So I don't know how they could dismiss this when there were witnesses around that said he wanted to go in and get his hat. The ride would remain closed during the entire duration of the investigation out of respect for Asia's family, and coroners eventually came back and said that Asia's death was accidental. Asia's death brought attention to a similar case that happened in 2002, 6 years earlier. In 2002, a 58-year-old employee named Samuel Milton went into that same restricted area that Asia went into and was killed immediately on sight. One of the rider's legs hit Samuel in the head and killed him instantly. It's said that the rider's legs were in fact injured, but it wasn't nothing too major. But I'm sure this rider was traumatized as well as the one that killed Asia, unfortunately. Just thought I'd add that in there. This was a short video, but I saw this video so many times on the internet and I wanted to look into it some more. Asia was a very loved person. His family loved him. His aunt actually said on the news that Asia wasn't like a nephew to her. Asia was like her little brother.
Ferguson's aunt spoke about his loss.
All I could do was cry. Because he's more than just my nephew. He's like my little brother.
And she loved him dearly. His family loved him dearly. His father broke down in one of the interviews and just was like, we don't blame the park for our son's death. I could only imagine what his family is going through, especially to lose their son in the way that they lost him. Asia was only 17 years old when he passed away, and a simple lapse in judgment cost him his life. Rest in peace to you, Asia. I actually went on his mother's Facebook page. I'm not gonna post it or anything. I didn't comment on it or anything, but Asia looked exactly like his mom. You know, his mom is a very beautiful woman and she's a strong woman, because I can only imagine what her and her husband went through losing their son in the manner they lost him. But rest in peace to you, Asia. You are truly missed.